This is the transition on Atlantic Television Network. Troops of the 6th Division Nigerian Army, in collaboration with other security agencies, have intensified efforts to combat economic sabotage in the Niger Delta region. These operations, carried out between December 23rd and 29, 2024, led to the dismantling of 20 illegal refining sites, arresting 8 suspected oil thieves, deactivating of 21 boats used for criminal activities, and recovering over 90,000 liters of stolen petroleum products. The achievements were outlined in a statement signed by Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma Jonah Danjuma, Acting Deputy Director of 6th Division Army Public Relations. The statement detailed that following a tip-off, troops discovered a massive tarpaulin reservoir containing 37,000 liters of stolen condensates and a wooden boat in the Buguma area of Asari Toru local government area. Similarly, at Ogajama in Buguma, Bakana, troops encountered an overpowered criminal element in a gun duel, dismantling illegal refining sites and intercepting 9,000 liters of dual-purpose kerosene. 3 suspected oil thieves were arrested during the operations. In related operations, troops in Degema, Omoku, and Eche local government areas recovered stolen products and destroyed illegal refining equipment, including locally made ovens and boats. At the fringes of Imo River, 7 illegal refining sites and over 10,000 liters of stolen crude were confiscated. Efforts in Bayelsa and Akwa Ibom states yielded similar successes. Troops dismantled illegal refining sites, intercepted smuggled petroleum products, and uncovered vandalism attempts on a Shell Petroleum Development Company flow line in Ekeremo local government area in Delta State. Kinetic and non-kinetic operations disrupted the activities of economic saboteurs, ensuring enhanced security in the area. Pan-Niger Delta Forum has officially announced the appointment of Engineer Bex Dagogo Jack as its substantive National Secretary. The confirmation followed the approval of his nomination by PANDEF's national leader, Chief Senator Dr. Edwin Kiagbodo Clark, OFRCON, and the chairman of the Board of Trustees. The national chairman, Ambassador Godknows Igali, explained that the appointment aligns with the resolution reached at the Special General Assembly held on October 24, 2004. At the assembly, Rivers State elders with PANDEF were tasked with nominating a suitable candidate for the vacant position. Engineer Dagogo Jack's name was subsequently submitted to the Board of Trustees in a formal letter dated December 9, 2024. The letter was signed on behalf of the Rivers State elders by Chief Rufus Ada-George, former governor of Rivers State. His extensive experience includes serving Commissioner for Works, Housing and Transport in Rivers State and as the chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Power during the Goodluck Jonathan administration. Engineer Dagogo Jack is expected to leverage his wealth of experience to strengthen PANDEF's mission of promoting the interests of the Niger Delta and fostering unity and development across the region. According to analysts, every action a politician takes is for their interest first before anyone else's. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, public affairs analyst Honorable Kingsley Akumefule says it's unnecessary for these elder statesmen to be exposing their secrets to the public.
I discuss politics. I would always say that politics is political. And it's all about interest. As far as you remain a politician, everything you do is all about your interest first, and then perhaps the interest of people around you. You know, so for our elder statesmen, first, it was not too necessary to begin to come to the fore to discuss themselves and make whatever they have had in the secret to the public. I think is not very necessary. However,
Honorable Kingsley believes that had the FCT minister kept quiet in the face of the allegation leveled against him by the former governor, it would have seemed that those allegations were true.
Excellency, yes, when we had kept quiet, it would have probably meant that almost everything the former governor, Dr. Peter Odili, has said about him were true.
This comes after Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, fired back at the former governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili, saying that an elder statesman should not be a trader and a sycophant all the time. Woman identified as Jessica has been arrested by detectives attached to Special Area Rumodumaya Police Division, Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State, for allegedly stripping naked, bathing pepper on husband's 13-year-old alleged female rape victim. ATN gathered at the incident happened at Rupoku in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State. Narrating the incident, the mother of the girl, identified as Goodness, who did not want her full name mentioned because of stigmatization, said she was at her workplace on Sunday evening, December 29, 2024, when some persons called her that her neighbor Jessica had stripped the daughter naked and torturing her. The traumatized mother stated that before she arrived home, some neighbors had rescued her daughter from Jessica. Explaining further, the mother of alleged defilement victim said upon interrogation of her daughter told her that on Christmas Day, December 25, 2024, a female neighbor who is a friend to Jessica took her to Jessica's house. Minutes later, Jessica's husband, Mr. Ebuka, sent the wife and her friend on an errand. Ebuka bounced on her and allegedly raped her after threatening to deal with her if she refuses. In the meantime, the National Coordinator of Center for Basic Rights Protection and Accountability Campaign, Prince Wiro, has condemned the alleged torture of the 13-year-old girl by Jessica. The spokesperson for the Rivers State Police Command, SP Grace Iring Koko, when contacted, said she would get back to our reporter. She was yet to do so as at time of filing this report. Violent clash arising from chieftaincy title conferment on an indigene of Abo, headquarters of Ndokwa East local government area, Delta State, has left one person dead and 3 others sustaining varying degrees of injuries in the community. The bloody clash that was between members of opposing factions in the community occurred during the chieftaincy title procession, causing pandemonium in the area. Though the circumstances surrounding the clash could not be ascertained at the time of filing this report, sources said it may not be unconnected with some disagreements that preceded the event. The development has generated tension in the area, with the chairman of Ndokwa East local government area, Mr. Vincent Osilonya, imposing a 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in the community. Confirming the incident, Police Public Relations Officer of the State Police Command, Mr. Bright Edafe, said the deceased died in a hospital where he was taken for treatment. Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo has blamed opposition politicians in the state for the heightened fear of insecurity, saying that they were playing politics with the security situation in the state. Soludo, in a statement by his spokesman, Christian Abrime, said security is not only the business of the state government, but the duty of all, whereas in Anambra, many are seeing it as a means to discredit his government. The governor, however, acknowledged that security threats exist in the state, but warned against over-amplification of the challenge. He also called the recognition of government efforts while pushing for continued improvement. In the same vein, he promised to demonstrate commitment in addressing security concerns through consistent support to law enforcement agencies, from providing logistics to ensuring adequate funding. Analysts had stated that if Nigeria truly practices democracy, such situations wouldn't be happening. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, socio-political analyst Manki Adu-Babari said the terrorists terrorizing the indigenes of Nigeria were permitted to migrate into the country from the Sahara.
Let me say it straight. We don't have democracy in Nigeria. We're not practicing democracy. In fact, presently we're in the position of state capture. by majority criminal-minded, self-imposed political opportunists parading themselves around as leaders in Nigeria. And they know what they are doing. And I've said it. If what we say we are practicing, if we say we're in democracy, what is happening in Nigeria cannot happen. Do you know that the terrorists that are killing Nigerians, I mean indigenous population, that are being killed, these are terrorists that were permitted by the government of Nigeria to emigrate or migrate into Nigeria from the Sahel. The governor of Bauchi State, what's his name, Bala Mohammed, is walking around free. He declared that Allah gave Nigeria to Muslims all over Africa, that they should come to Nigeria and occupy. And these people are killing Nigeria's indigenous population with absolute impunity. Under the last administration, Adesina had the guts and the audacity to tell indigenous population in Nigeria that they had better given their ancestral land to these terrorists rather than being killed.
Speaking further, the analyst, while quoting from the Constitution, said Nigeria is a free state wherein a person is free to worship as they pleased.
You talk about, what do you call it, that Nigeria is a free state wherein you can worship anything you want to worship. You have right, what we call freedom of religion. You can worship whatever you want to worship. That is not my problem. But a situation like this.
This comes after the Oluwo of Iwo, Osun State, Oba Abdulrasheed Akambi, has asserted that no government can deny Muslims in the southwest their constitutional rights to adopt Sharia law. Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodu Oyebanji on Monday signed the 375.79 billion naira 2025 budget into law. The budget passed by the State House of Assembly and presented to the governor for assent totals 375.79 billion naira, with 51% allocated for recurrent expenditure and 49% for capital expenditure. Speaking in Ado Ekiti, the state capital, while signing the document into law, Oyebanji said the budget, which is a product of wide consultation with the people of Ekiti State, was prepared based on expected economic realities over the next year. He added that the top priority has been given to agriculture and food security, wealth creation, and infrastructural development in the 2025 fiscal year. The governor, who emphasized that the successful implementation of the budget depends largely on the availability of funds, lauded President Bola Tinubu and his team for the economic reforms that have been implemented to address the structural problems confronting the country's economy and promote sustainable development. Oyembaji also praised the Ekiti State Internal Revenue Service for improving revenue collection and generation through various strategies without placing additional burdens on the people. He assured that his administration would continue to provide the necessary support to strengthen ICARE's and improve its revenue generation drive. Kano State government has enrolled inmates in its healthcare contributory scheme toward enhancing free and quality healthcare services for those in custody. The public relations officer for the Nigeria Correctional Service Kano Command, CSC Musbahu Kofa Nasarawa, disclosed this in a press statement on Monday in Kano. Kofa Nasarawa stated that the Executive Secretary of the Kano State Healthcare Management Agency, Dr. Rahila Aliyu Mukhtar, announced this during her visit to the State Controller of NCOS, Mr. Ado Salisu, in his office. Aliyu Mukhtar explained that the enrollment of inmates into the healthcare scheme was approved by Governor Abba Bill Yusuf inmates medically while in custody. The Executive Secretary also urged the inmates to continue to pray for Governor Yusuf toward the sustenance of the provisions of democratic dividends to all. Responding, the Controller of Corrections, Kano State Command, Mr. Ado Salisu, commended the state government for its relentless support and assistance to the command. Salisu noted that the gesture would motivate the inmates to become productive and law-abiding citizens after their release. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo of Kogi State has signed the 2025 appropriation bill into law. While signing the budget into law, the governor said the move paves the way for implementing the state's budget, which aims to stimulate job creation, infrastructure development, food security, and staff welfare. The 2025 budget estimates totaling 119.489 naira represents a 43.34% increase from the revised 2024 budget of 6,321,130,000 naira, according to the projections. The budget is expected to address key sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, agriculture, and economic development. Presenting the appropriation bill for the governor's assent, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Aliyu Umar, urged Ododo to spread the budget tagged Budget of Inclusivity to all the state's constituencies for enhanced development. He said that by signing the appropriation bill into law, Ododo has demonstrated his commitment to shaping the financial future of Kogi State. Members of the Kogi State House of Assembly on Monday held a valedictory session in honor of the late former Deputy Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Enema Paul. ATN had earlier reported that the former Deputy Speaker of the 8th Assembly passed away on December 14, 2024, after battling an undisclosed illness. Lawmakers took turns to eulogize their late colleague, describing him as a man who contributed immensely to the development of Kogi State. The Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Aliyu Yusuf, in his remarks, said the former Deputy Speaker was a man of uncommon characteristics, an individual with unique features that set him apart, and he is already being missed by his colleagues, family, friends, and the entire Kogi State community. Aliyu noted that in his time in public service, both as former commissioner and deputy speaker, that he epitomized leadership with integrity, wisdom, and dedication. He was a man deeply committed to the growth and development of Kogi State, serving as a bridge between governance and the people. Aliyu added that his passion for justice, fairness, and equity was evident in the legislative strides he championed, ensuring that the voice of every citizen resonated within the chambers of the House. Beyond his legislative achievements, he was a source of inspiration and mentorship to many. Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa State has signed into law the state's 486.2 billion naira 2025 fiscal appropriation bill passed by the State House of Assembly, signing the 486.218 million and 47,600 naira bill termed budget of service. The governor thanked members of the House of Assembly for their support and assured people of the state that the budget will be implemented transparently with every kobo accounted for. Notable officials at the budget signing ceremony included Deputy Governor Caleb Tawa Farauta and Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Bathia Wesley. Governor Fintiri had on the 16th of this month presented the total of 486.2 billion naira budget proposal to the House of Assembly, which in turn passed the budget as proposed. A breakdown of the budget shows an allocation of 137 billion 256 million 276 270,610 naira, or 28.23% for recurring services, and 348,969,990 naira for capital projects. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Kwara Command says a total number of 929 people were arrested for hard drugs-related offences between January and December 2024 in the state. The state commander, Mrs. Fatima Popola, disclosed this on Monday during a news conference at the NDLEA headquarters in Ilorin. Popola said those arrested, including 839 males and 90 females in the state within a year. She explained that the command conducted a series of activities to suppress the supply and demand for hard drugs, adding that 2,642 103 kilograms were seized within the year in review. The commander said that 185 hard drug users were apprehended and referred to the Drug Demand Reduction Unit for brief interventions and were reintegrated with their families. Popola said the command, in conjunction with the state government, had also started drug integrity test titled Drug Testing Policy, in which 261 fresh students of Kwara State University were tested. The commander, however, said the rehabilitation center that could accommodate 200 people for treatment and counseling of drug addicts had not been completed due to paucity of funds. You are watching The Transition on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this break. Welcome back. This is Atlantic Television Network Transition. Now the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has condoled with the government and people of the United States on the passing of former President Jimmy Carter, who died at the age of 100. Carter, a Nobel Peace Laureate who rose from humble beginnings in rural Georgia to lead the U.S. from 1977 to 1981, died peacefully at his home in Plains, surrounded by his family. The Carter said this in a statement. President Tinubu described Carter, the 39th President of the United States, as a beacon of service to humanity, demonstrating to leaders worldwide the profound impact of dedication beyond the highest office. According to a statement by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President further noted that as a Nobel Peace Prize laureate and global statesman, President Carter devoted his post-presidential life to the causes of peace, democracy, and the eradication of tropical diseases. Reflecting on Nigeria, U.S. relations, Tinubu recalls Carter's historic visit to Nigeria in March 1978 and his 3-day stay at the State House in Marina, Lagos State. Under Carter's leadership, this visit marked a pivotal moment in U.S. foreign policy. It laid the groundwork for a pragmatic relationship between the United States and Africa, with Nigeria at its heart. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the establishment of a federal university in southern Kaduna, marking a significant step towards addressing educational and developmental needs in the region. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who revealed this, also disclosed that there are ongoing discussions to establish a federal medical center in Kafanchan, Kaduna State. Shettima gave the hint at the weekend during a condolence visit to the Kuka family on the death of His Highness Yohana Sidu Kuka, the Agwon Akulu of Ikulu Chiefdom and family member of Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto in Ikulu Kingdom, Kamuru, Zangun Katov Council area of Kaduna State. According to a statement issued on Monday by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President Stanley Wokocha, Shettima said with Senator Katung and the member of the House of Representatives, we have reached out to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and he has consented to the establishment of a federal university in southern Kaduna. Speaking at the residence of the late traditional ruler, the Vice President emphasized the commitment of the President Tinubu administration to the development of southern Kaduna, citing the appointment of General Christopher Musa as Chief of Defense Staff as evidence of the President's attention to the security needs of the region. Shettima also commended Kaduna State Governor Senator Uba Sani for his inclusive governance approach, stating that government is about linking all component parts to have a sense of belonging. He pledged that the federal government will work with the state governments to ensure development reaches southern Kaduna, particularly in road infrastructure. Presidency on Monday demanded that the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed retract what it called his inflammatory statement on the tax reform bill. Tinubu's Special Advisor on Media and Public Communication, Mr. Sunday Dare, stated this in a post he shared on his X handle on Monday, titled, "We'll show Tinubu our true color." Dari was responding to Mohammed's statement from Wednesday, December 25, 2024, during a Christmas homage by the Christian community at the government house in Bauchi. The governor opposed Tinubu's tax reform policies, describing them as anti-Northern and favoring only a section of the country. He warned that if these policies continue, the Northern region would show its true colors in a response. Mohammed also emphasized that such reforms could lead to economic setbacks and threaten national unity, urging the federal government to reconsider and adopt more inclusive policies. However, the presidency said urges him to retract these confrontational remarks and redirect his focus towards productive dialogue with the federal government regarding any concerns about the Tax Reform Act. It said the recent inflammatory rhetoric of Mohammed regarding the Tax Reform Act and direct threats toward the federal government is unbecoming of his office as a state governor. Dari stressed that Nigeria's path to prosperity requires unity of purpose rather than divisive rhetoric. He urged public officials to rise above regional sentiments and political grandstanding to embrace the collective vision of a stronger and more prosperous nation. Federal government on Monday expressed sympathy with the government and people of South Korea following the tragic crash of Jeju Air Flight 2216. The crash occurred on Sunday, December 29, 2024, when the Boeing 737-800 returning from Bangkok, Thailand, attempted to land at Muan International Airport in southern South Korea. The plane skidded off the runway and collided with a wall, resulting in a fiery explosion. Out of the 181 passengers and crew on board, 179 lost their lives, leaving only 2 survivors. In a statement issued by the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, Kimiebi Ebienfa, the federal government conveyed its condolences to the bereaved families and expressed solidarity with South Korean duties during this difficult time. The Nigerian government described the crash as a tragic loss and reaffirmed Nigeria's support for the South Korean people. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has called on political leaders to draw inspiration from the life and enduring legacy of the late United States President Jimmy Carter. Carter passed away at the age of 100 on Sunday afternoon at his home in Plains, Georgia. According to reports, the former peanut farmer and global humanitarian lived longer than any president in U.S. history. Celebrating his centennial birthday in October, the Democrat served as president from 1977 to 1981, navigating economic and diplomatic crises during his tenure. Obasanjo was also Nigeria's military head of state from 1976 to 1979. Speaking in an interview on Monday, Obasanjo described Carter as a humble leader who remained deeply involved in public service long after leaving office, an example he believes leaders around the world should follow. Obasanjo stressed that true leadership extends beyond the corridors of power, emphasizing the responsibility of using experiences and connections gained in office to advance humanity. Reflecting on the current global climate, Obasanjo lamented a deficit of leadership across all sectors, particularly in politics. He called on leaders, both current and former, to contribute actively to fostering global security, stability, and prosperity. Obasanjo lauded Carter's unwavering commitment to global affairs and his courage in holding successors accountable. Touching on the broader landscape of global leadership, Obasanjo briefly addressed Donald Trump's presidency, acknowledging the United States' pivotal role on the world stage. And now to some business reports. President Bola Tinubu has expressed his profound joy at the reopening of the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, describing it as another remarkable achievement in 2024 that has strengthened Nigerians' hope in his administration. The president, in a statement by his spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, said today in Warri Refinery returned to operation weeks after NNPC Limited restarted the 60,000 barrels per day at the Port Harcourt refinery in November. The statement further said, with Warri Refinery and Petrochemical Company going into operation after several years of inactivity, President Tinubu has once again expressed his administration's determination to ramp up local refining capacity and make Nigeria a hub for downstream industrial activities in Africa. It stated that the All Progressive Congress-led administration of President Muhammadu Buhari awarded the contract for the complete rehabilitation and overhaul of the 4 state-owned refineries. President Tinubu noted with confidence that with the 125,000 BPD Warri Refinery now operating at 60% capacity, his administration's comprehensive plan to ensure energy efficiency and security is entirely on course. He praised the Meli Kyari-led management of the NNPCL for working hard to restore Nigeria's glory and pride as a major oil-producing country. He enjoined NNPCL to accelerate repair work on Kaduna Refinery and the 150,000 BPD second refinery in Port Harcourt to consolidate Nigeria's position as a global energy provider. Central Bank of Nigeria and the Securities and Exchange Commission have approved the 147 billion naira rights offer of FCMB Group. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Monday, which was signed by the company secretary Olufumilayo Adedibu. This marked the second approval from the CBN in days on the first tranche of capital raising exercise of banks this year. It was revealed that the offer was oversubscribed by 33%, attracting 42,800 investors, with 92% subscribing via more convenient digital channels such as the bank's mobile app, and ushering in over 39,000 new investors to the FCMB Group. The total amount raised and verified by the regulators is 146